Upstate falls to the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. The final 75-59. Several late three-pointers stretching it out just a bit. The Spartans hung in this basketball game. They were able to get it to down around 10 in the second half. But, Tom, every time Upstate got close, Florida Gulf Coast was able to pull away with a big shot again.
Well, there's a reason they've won 5 consecutive championships, the 20th straight game here today. Got within 11-10. Never did lead, but there were several occasions when it looked like Gulf Coast was going to pull away and maybe win by a larger margin than they did. But I thought a pretty resilient effort by USC Upstate to hang in there down the stretch.
Let's take a look at the numbers from this contest overall. And as you can see, the Spartans shot very well from the field, right on the heels of the Eagles. The three-point percentage really making the difference in this game.
Yeah, 8 more, in fact. Hit 10 out of 26 versus 2 out of 12. One of the big differences in the ball game there. Hung in there turnover-wise, but points off turnovers would be in the favor of Florida Gulf Coast 23-11. But, hung around there in the paint. We talked about what a difference it was down there. Here today, I thought Upstate did a pretty good job there.
Really minimized the damage from what it was at Alico back a month or so ago. You look at the standings in the Atlantic Sun Conference. We talked about this being a day that could shape up as a memorable one for the Eagles. It does. They're now 12-0. They win their 5th straight regular season title outright. They'll have home field all the way through. It's 6 out of 7 in the regular season for the Eagles. You can go on and on.
Yeah.
400th win for their head coach, and you mentioned it, 20 in a row for them. But Upstate at 5-7, still very much in the thick of things for one of those conference games. And now the last 2 games very much elevated in importance down the stretch, Tom.
Yeah, they're a very good basketball team, and the way things are set up now, they're going to have opportunity to play all those games at home. It'll be very difficult to beat them, and you have to do that to move on to the NCAA tournament again this year.
Lipscomb and Northern Kentucky still around the corner to see what happens the rest of the way. Let's take one final look back at the highlights from this Florida Gulf Coast victory. They end up securing the 75-59 win. You're going to see a lot of several different players for Upstate, both Starling and Clincy in double figures. Number 11, you saw her there, and there is Starling. Clincy leads the way with 16 alongside 4 boards, 3 assists, and she also had a block and a steal on the day.
Yeah, very solid performance. Had 8 in the first half, 8 in the second half. She had 19 a year ago, had 16 today. Starling, he started out playing individually, then double-teamed her, but still able to get 15 hard-fought points today. You see her go down hard there as well. And, Clincy, I thought, was one of her better performances in the last couple of games that we've seen her as well. And Maddie Herr coming off 12 last time out. She was able to hit a big 3 late in the first half to get within 8, hit one there, as you see. And Starling, again, working in Haddock as well, able to get involved in the process as well here. And Charmaine Edwards, who's back-to-back 20-point performances, had 6 first half, 2 second half, only ended up with 8, but I thought at times she was pretty good in the ball game offensively as well.
Spartans fall for just the 14th time this season and only the 3rd time on this floor this year, but still very much to play for, as a couple of those home games in the conference tournament very much up for grabs, as we mentioned. Make plans to join us on Wednesday night. We'll have the men's basketball team hosting Lipscomb. It is senior night here in the Hodge Center on Wednesday, and then, of course, we'll close out the women's season next Saturday. That also on ESPN3 broadcast is Tom Van Hoy. We'll have the play-by-play call for you when Northern Kentucky rolls into town. Center Court will be released next Wednesday night, 6 p.m. You want to hear Coach Tammy George as well as Eddie Payne's thoughts on the week that was in Upstate basketball. Here it's a final 75-59. The Florida Gulf Coast Eagles victorious. They claim the A-Sun title on this Saturday in the month of February.